Okay, so where do you start? You've just come into Overeaters Anonymous and you're not sure what to do next. Obviously, you and I have connected in a group or some other way, and so you have made some kind of contact with a group, some kind of contact with the program. So I'm going to tell you where to start and what to do next. Like I said, there's a lot of videos here. You can look in the description below to answer specific questions. I'm going to give you a quick overview of where to start, and then in the following videos, I'll go into some of those a little bit deeper. So where to begin? So I think one of the first things you'll want to do is something you've done. You've kind of plugged yourself into a group. This will be a great place to ask questions. Depending on where you and I have met, you might not be in a group that is very open to questions. So if that is the case, contact me or look in the link below. Actually, I will put the link to another Facebook group for Overeaters Anonymous where you can go and freely ask questions and get feedback and crosstalk and all of that stuff. So if you're at a point where you have joined a Facebook group and you're not really sure what's going on or it's a little bit confusing, I have posted a couple more Facebook groups below where you can find some more information. I mean, maybe a little bit more support or just a different, group of people to talk with and connect to. The other thing is you probably have heard a lot of talk about getting a sponsor. I have some pretty strong opinions about sponsors, definitely how to find one if you choose to use one, and maybe you won't. That's in another video. But a lot of people come into the program and they do try to find a sponsor. Look at that video that I have posted below, or maybe I have figured out how to post it right here in this video, and that can give you a little bit of guidance there. A sponsor is someone who could kind of help to kind of mentor you through the program, but you don't necessarily have to use one. That's really just an optional tool. A lot of times you can probably get a lot of your questions asked just by asking different members of the group. So a sponsor is not necessary. In terms of literature that you want to use, you can, I always suggest the Alcoholics Anonymous book. I have used that text pretty much exclusively in my recovery journey because for me, that's kind of the pure text. I mean, that is where the 12 steps originated. It really does a good job of going over the whole program, but also it doesn't, excuse me, in my opinion, the Overeaters Anonymous book has kind of taken some of the components of AA and turned them into things in the OA program that don't really fit. I'll explain that in a different video. So if you do get those texts, the Overeaters Anonymous book or whatever, just like I said, make sure to review the video that I'm going to post below so that you can kind of get a feel on whether or not you want to use that book. And if you do, no problem, just a couple things to be aware of if you do use it. And then from there, I think my first advice for you would be to get a copy of the AA book. I will post a link below where you can read or listen to it for free. But that book is really going to go over the 12 steps in detail and tell you what they are and how to work them. So like I said, in the next video, I'll go into all three of those things. Well, in the next few videos, I'll talk about all three of those things moving forward. But I also want to add here that it's so important as you get started to recognize that first and foremost, whether or not you use a sponsor, who cares what book you're using, all of these things, first and foremost, just understand that this program is designed to bring you to your higher power, to have a more intimate and warm communion and relationship with your higher power. Once you're in that space, you will find the relief that you're looking for. You will find the direction. You will find what you need. For me, when I came in, there was a lot of confusion. I didn't always have a good, healthy sponsor. I didn't always know what text to use. I didn't know what meetings to go to. There were so many questions. But the more that I just persisted in making sure that I was getting close to my higher power, the more my questions were able to be answered and the more my higher power was able to use whatever resources I was using to my benefit. So like I said, I'll explain more of those in some other videos. I hope that's helpful about kind of where to first get started, and I'll see you in the next video.